Yo, yo, yo. What is up? Yo, yo, yo. What's up? Before we get started, I'm just gonna test the audio here real quick. Just make sure everything's good. Yo, yo, yo. I'm gonna wait for some people to join before I actually get started here. What's up, Hakey? Welcome to the stream, man. Welcome to the stream. Just getting everything ready. There's gonna be a big topic of this live stream that will be in turn to a video on my channel, but there's gonna be a big topic on the live stream. Me and my friend were talking about this yesterday, and I think this is a very good topic. Are we almost there? We almost there. Um. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's get started. All right. So when I do these streams and stuff, I'm going to have like a main topic, and today's main topic is going to be: Is Majin Vegeta a dumb form? Is Majin Vegeta a dumb form? Okay. Crazy topic. I was having this argument, kind of an argument with my buddy. I don't really know where like he completely stands with it. I'm not entirely like I think he is like in both lanes here. But I'm gonna explain the whole backstory of Majin Vegeta and just explain everything and get up to the point where if he actually is a dumb form or not. So Vegeta is at a point here where I'm gonna start with basically right before the Buu saga here. So Vegeta during the Cell saga, or at the end of the Cell saga, Gohan just surpassed him. Goku is stronger, surpassed him as well. Cell to surpass him, and his whole driving force was to be stronger than both of them, right? So the driving force was to be stronger than both of them. But there was a point to when Goku died, Vegeta just felt like there was no point in trying to get over a hump that he can't even get over, if you know what I mean. So at that point, Vegeta kind of cruised on with his life. He married Bulma, had kids with Bulma. Everything was going smooth sailing, right? Everything was going smooth sailing. But then we get to the point of the Buu saga. So when the Buu saga starts, actually we have to skip through the Buu saga a bit. Gohan's not training as much. You know, the Buu saga, the beginning of it is not the most insane, right? It's not the most insane. But for the most part, when we get up to the point where Goku is still dead, right? He's still dead. He trains. He gets Super Saiyan 3 in the other world. Obviously, he has Super Saiyan 2 already as well. Vegeta doesn't know about any of this. He's kind of been chilling, laid back. He's still training, of course. But he's not training to the extent that he used to. And Goku on the other world comes back because to fight in the tournament. And during that tournament, Goku and Vegeta get matched up to fight each other. So for the first time in years, Vegeta feels that he is able to actually go toe to toe with Goku, his prior main rival, and test his power to see if Goku has really been training to the extent that he thinks he would be, and then also, how do I put this? Oh yeah, and then Goku can also find out like what why am I blanking now? What's up, British? What's up? I'm blanking for some reason. Hold on me a second. Like I'm trying to think of like best way to explain this. But Goku also wanted to test Vegeta's power. I mean, I think Goku, I'm not entirely sure if I remember this properly, but I'm pretty sure Goku could see what's happening in the regular world, so he knows that Vegeta has been training, but maybe not to the extent. But Vegeta feels like this is an opportunity to test his powers with his main rival, of course, and that gets interrupted. They're about to go into the fight, and there's a big Supreme Kai shows up. There's a bigger threat that they have to worry about, so they go worry about that, right? And then, while they're worrying about that, Goku shows off his Super Saiyan 2. So obviously, Vegeta finds out that he has been training. He has not been slacking, right? Vegeta at this point does not know about Super Saiyan 3 at all. Throughout this entire arc, even through Majin, he has pretty much no idea about Super Saiyan 3, right? So, Goku, fighting, it was Yakon with Super Saiyan 2, I think, right? Yakon. And yeah, yeah, for the sake of the story, yeah. So, like, it's dumb because Vegeta is putting a whole universe. I'm going to get to that in a second. Um, so, there's also, I'm gonna get to that in a second, though. There is, um, a bigger meaning to it. But, so what happens is, Vegeta figures out Babidi. Babidi's around, right? Babidi is like showing off the power of like the Majins. Like Spopovich has the Majin power, Yakon has the Majin power, Dabur has the Majin power. So Vegeta can see what the Majin can do, and he realizes that Babidi can make him the Majin and unleash power, making him possibly stronger than the Super Saiyan 2. It's not actually stated if Majin Vegeta is stronger than Super Saiyan 2. But you can make an assumption that it is. You can make the assumption, right? And so Vegeta wants that power because he wants to rival Goku, right? And there's also a thing where saying that Majin Vegeta was the first time he got Super Saiyan 2. There's a bit of evidence to show that he actually already had Super Saiyan 2. This was just to enhance his Super Saiyan 2, the Majin, right? But so Vegeta, basically, since he wants to rival Goku so bad, and he has a lot of jealousy over Goku, right? He has a lot of jealousy because as always, Vegeta's always trying to catch up to Goku, and it's the same situation here, right? So Vegeta feels like this is his first chance to be able to he feels like it's his first chance to be able to actually beat Goku, right? And he has a lot of desires to actually kill Goku. So that's a desire that's been with him ever since, even up to the Buu Saga. He always had that little desire. In the Buu Saga, it's not as big, but it's still a desire to be able to defeat and kill Goku. He wants to do that. That's why he still has jealousy and evil in his heart. That's why Majin could work on him. And when it comes down to it, the fight between Goku and Vegeta is, on Vegeta's part, dumb, of course, right? But in the grand scheme of things, this allowed Vegeta's character development throughout the entire DMZ and going forward into, even if you want to include GT and Super, for him to finally accept the fact that Goku is number one, right? He literally says that at the end of the Buu Saga. And the thing with that is that this is his last time not accepting, like with Majin Vegeta, with the Majin inside him, this is the last time that he is like not accepting being part of humanity and only fighting to get stronger for himself, not just to beat that one person being Goku. Right? But there also is the argument that, of course, they were putting the whole universe in danger. It was dumb in that situation, right? But the thing with it is Vegeta, it builds more character development for Vegeta going forward, right? Because it shows the level of growth as a character he's having throughout the years of the show, right? For example, when he first came to Earth to fight Goku and stuff, to try to take over Earth, right? Oh, excuse me. Oh my goodness. To try to take over Earth, right? His whole point, he was a bad guy, of course. He was a villain. His whole point was to take over Earth. He wanted to kill Goku. He wanted to do all that. Then comes Namek. He gets outshined by Frieza. Of course, everybody pretty much did until Super Saiyan Goku. Frieza was stronger than everybody. So Vegeta takes his L there, right? And he even struck against the Ginyu Force. So he takes the L there. Then we get to the Cell Saga. And there has been moments, of course, like the Cell Saga. And this is where the argument of him not threatening the universe kind of in earlier arcs doesn't make sense. Like, he has done it already. He has done this already. When in the Cell Saga, he gets Super Vegeta. He's fighting Cell. He quite literally lets Cell get perfect form to test his power, and that literally is like the whole. If he didn't do that, there would be no Cell Saga. It would be over. He would have beat Cell, right? He threatened the entire universe by just letting him get to perfect, just to test out the power, just to have his pride feel whole. But of course, his pride got fucked up because, I mean, you know, the fucking Cell beat the shit out of him, right? So he has threatened the universe before. So this is just another one of his outings with Majin Vegeta I guess this is his final outing and realization of that there's more than just trying to kill Goku or be stronger than Goku. And he more so focused around the point of him becoming stronger, as strong as he can be. Of course, wants to be a thing where he wants to be stronger than Goku, of course. But it's more so him wanting to be stronger, as strong as he can possibly be. Because there was always just that one person that he always was jealous of. He was jealous of Gohan when he got Super Saiyan 2. He was jealous of Goku with Super Saiyan. He was jealous of Cell because he's stronger, right? Whoever is stronger than him, even still now, he does do that. But it's more so him wanting to fight more to get stronger for himself. than just relying on just surpassing this one person, right? So I don't think Majin Vegeta was a dumb form at all, because of course the final explosion just is the main culprits of showing that the entire form was to represent the lasting impact of jealousy he had, and then that final explosion is him release, like, I guess a symbolization, like to symbolize him releasing all of that and becoming like a more humanized, better overall person, basically. So I think it's a interesting argument, but I think overall it's just it's a form that probably one of the best character development forms in Dragon Ball, to be honest. It paved the way for Vegeta going forward to not being, first of all, at this point, I also have to mention that Vegeta was kind of always taking a wayside, and in not being the second option as the strongest. Because in the Cell Saga, Trunks was stronger than him, Cell was stronger than him, Gohan was stronger than him, Goku was stronger than him. So he was kind of taking a backseat, kind of like Tien, like the main fighters, basically, like the main Earthlings. He kept on taking a backseat that much over and over and over. And it kept on getting worse and worse to the point where I think Majin Vegeta was just him snapping from that, because Gohan, he was disappointed in Gohan because he in Buu Saga he wasn't as strong at that point until he got Ultimate Gohan. But he was kind of just taking a wayside, and this is him snapping. And going forward from now on, Vegeta is the second strongest out of the Z fighters for the most part until Beast Gohan. Until Beast Gohan, he is the second strongest out of the Z fighters. Going forward from here, there's no debate. So it just shows that him focusing more on himself, it's all because of Majin Vegeta. It was a breaking point from the villain part of him. It's just I think it was amazing, right? I think it was greatly done. But yeah, that's the main topic for today. Majin Vegeta. Majin Vegeta. He's my favorite character. I got to go down him deep in my bag there. But all right, I'll read chat now. I'm pretty sure Yakon was like, I think Goku fought him in Super Saiyan 2. I think he was fighting him Super Saiyan, but he eventually, when he finished him off, he turned Super Saiyan 2. I'm pretty sure. What's good, everybody? By the way, it was confirmed that SJ 2 Gohan was stronger than SJ Goku before the Cell games even started. It was also confirmed that if Goku turned SJ 2, he wouldn't have been Super Cell. I actually didn't know that. That's actually interesting. I did not know that. That's actually interesting. Wow. Okay. That's interesting, dude. Majin showed Vegeta's anger, pride, and jealousy, as you said. It also showed his development and showed even the worst people can change if given a chance. Yes. Yes. Because throughout the series, even though like especially Z, like even though they show Vegeta at first a villain, oh my goodness, excuse me, at first a villain, but he slowly but surely gets a little better. But the key word is a little better. He still has all that evil there, and Majin Vegeta is just a way of showing Vegeta breaking through that point and accepting who he is, and not trying to be better than someone than himself, basically. But like, and it's also like a funny thing because ever since Majin Vegeta has been the second strongest Z fighter ever since. Because in the beginning of Z, that was not the case. Yeah, yeah, I can see that about Gohan for sure. But the one thing I will say is that Vegeta, it was dumb in the aspect of him basically just being able to let Boo become Boo, basically. It was dumb in that aspect. I can agree with that. Like Boo, if they didn't fight, Boo wouldn't have happened. Well, I will say, is Goku top three stronger than do Goku and Vegeta share the top two? It's okay. So, um, it depends what part of Dragon Ball. So, the way it seems right now, like as of right now, this is just Dragon Ball as a whole, not including like Beerus and Whis because I don't want to count them. They're just like they're not even like villains like that or like antagonists. They're just there, right? They don't really count. I'm not going to count them, but the strongest character in Dragon Ball seemingly is Black Frieza, Beast Gohan, MEY Goku, Ultra Ego Vegeta, and then Broly. Um, so before all Black Frieza and Beast Gohan, for the most part, Goku and Vegeta, yeah, they're like, or Vegeta is like, they're top two or three for the most part throughout the entirety of Dragon Ball, because like it really is apparent like the difference ever since Majin Vegeta. Vegeta has never really left being right under Goku because there was a point where like there's characters that were multiple characters surpassing Vegeta. It was kind of insane. Like Trunks surpassed him, uh, Gohan surpassed him, Goku surpassed him, Cell surpassed him. So there was like a whole bunch of characters that were just surpassing Vegeta, and now it's becoming a little like it's really just Goku and Vegeta that are willing to actually fight up until Beast Gohan. Beast Gohan changed that. Only flaw with Beerus is that so many characters can one shot Shin. Loki, yeah, yep. It's like it's funny like in that part when Majin Vegeta and Goku are fighting. Uh, if Goku would have killed Shin, he would have killed Beerus at the same time. He would have killed Beerus, bro. There would be no there'll be no resurrection. Not resurrection. There'll be no battle of gods at all. DBS slightly ruined Vegeta's character for me. Um, I think DBS. I might make a whole video on this. Possibly, I might make this a topic for some. That actually might be a good topic. Like, did Dragon Ball Super ruin Dragon Ball? But I think DBS. I like DBS, of course. I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan, but I think DBS did slightly ruin characterization of certain characters, like pretty much every character. Pretty much every character. Because the pacing and the plot points, a lot of the plot points were just done wrong. And the pacing, a lot of times, like the pacing, for example, the pacing for the Tournament of Power, I feel was a bit too slow when it should have been sped up. And then the pacing between Battle of Gods and Resurrection F was way too fast. We went from God to Blue in an instant. No explanation really for it. We went from God to Blue in an instant, and that was too fast. They should have slowed it down. I think that's one of the bigger problems with Super, and then also they didn't really follow the manga like that, so that doesn't help either. The manga was a bit was better overall writing. So if I were to go off like things that the show did better, it really is just transformations and like maybe one. So I'll say Kaioken times 10. I'll give that to the show. because in the manga, it's like perfected blue. Like, I mean, sure, not really the most insane. Kaioken times 10 is much cooler. And then I'll also give to the show UI versus Kefla, because in the manga it was Kefla versus Gohan. So the one thing they should have done with Retribution F that would have made it much better, or at least would have made the pacing a little better, right? Because the problem with it for me is that we see blue instantly. Blue happens right, pretty much like as soon as Goku goes against Frieza. As soon as Goku shows up, blue happens, and it's like I remember watching with my friend, and he didn't understand, like, how does he already have blue? Like, what is this? Like, what is this already? Already a new form? Didn't we just have God? Because the pacing is just too fast, right? So what I think would have been better is throughout the movie or the show, because it was also a show, right? The pacing could have been much better if they would have had a lot of it be with God Goku, and of course Golden Frieza. They would have showed Golden Frieza. Golden Frieza is stronger than God. It's on par with Blue, so we already know it's stronger than God. So what they could have done is they could have had Goku struggle with God against Frieza, and then he finally would unlock Blue within the struggle, just like he did with Super Saiyan. Like, he'll unlock it within the struggle. Maybe, unfortunately, maybe it'll kill somebody. I don't know. Maybe it's a rage boost. It would have made Blue be so much in a better light. Blue would have been viewed way differently. Of course, Blue is basically on par with Golden Frieza, but the thing is, I think at that point they would make it maybe Blue a little bit higher than Golden Frieza, so he actually could beat Frieza, right? But I just think a lot of it was pretty just rushed. It was just rushed, I think. But I have a mad take. The Future Trunks saga was the worst ending to any arc in the entire anime. I think that's a valid take. I think that's a valid take because they did all that for them basically just to have their world erased, anyways. Everything that happened, just that, like, basically just do the same thing they already were planning on doing. It's like it was pretty pointless. everything just kind of felt pointless. It was pretty dumb, right? And then they had Zeno erase the whole entire thing, and and now Trunks and Mai have to live in a universe with another Trunks and Mai in a different universe. It's just weird, bro. It was again rushed. It was rushed. The ending was rushed, so it was pretty dumb. But they could have done better with that. But I still do believe that if Super was based more off the manga, I think it would have been viewed in such a better light, such a much better light, because the writing in the manga is so much better in comparison. There's only like a couple, like I said, times 10, and then UI versus Kefla. Those are only two things I could think of that are better than the manga. Everything else, the manga is better. Like, I literally can't think of a single thing where the manga isn't better. But okay. I wish it stopped when Goku Black and Zamasu fused and Goku used Hakai. Yeah, they never even show Hakai. That's a crazy, crazy ability that was in the manga, and they never showed it in the actual show. Like, they should have showed that. That's a very cool moment. And one thing I think that was pretty dumb although I know it does take a lot of energy to do this, but at this point he had Blue Kaioken. He didn't really use it. He only used it once. He only used it once. Like I said, I know it takes a lot of energy, but there's points like for example, in the manga, what Vegeta would do, he would have God. He would be in Super Saiyan God for the most part, and then whenever he would, I don't remember what he would do exactly, but he would have like a point to where he would just go blue, just for like a blow or like to have a little speed boost for a second and go right back to God and do the same thing over and over and over, because it's just a way of preserving energy. Because obviously blue, you'll hit much harder, you're stronger, so that's what I think I should have done. Because I don't understand, like, why are you only in blue when you have a form that could do more damage? I don't get it, but I wish it stopped when Goku Black and Zamasu fused and Goku used Hakai. But I'm not sure if they would have been Mortal to Winston easier. Crazy thing, it probably would have actually worked if somebody wasn't used. Yeah, mine wasn't using shield. Yeah, yeah, I do agree. But I think the next time I do this, I'm probably gonna be talking about. This is gonna be an interesting one. Should Dragon Ball have ended on GT? Would Dragon Ball have been better if it ended on GT? Like, we got GT and that's it. Would Dragon Ball be viewed in a bigger, better light? That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, man, I'm probably gonna end stream. These streams are gonna be a little bit shorter. I mean, because there's only so much I can say. Because I mean, Dragon Ball is a big franchise, right? But it's not like there's only certain like amount of time I can talk about certain topics until we start talking about the same things over and over, right? But as always, I appreciate everybody. I'm gonna be posting, I guess, an edited version of this talking about the Majin Vegeta thing, right? But I will be going live again for DBL, so be on the lookout for that. I'll be at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. Peace out, though. Peace out.